Counselor Matthew?
Here.
Counselor Larson?
Here.
Counselor Swanson?
Here.
Mayor Puckford?
Here. Your proposed budget?
The fire department budget decreased this year by about $10,000. And the reason for the decrease is because of the Fire Relief Association. Every year there's, Bonnie from Sterling Co. does a report that says how much the city has to give for a contribution. And they're all caught up, so this year, or in 2015, there is no required contribution. So, we'll be getting state aid, which goes to the Buhl Fire
That'll
Relief
compensate the
Association.
difference in it.
But the city
Yeah.
itself
Yeah.
doesn't have to. So that budget is at $36,710. And the fire station budget increased slightly, but just because of utilities.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gone up, and with long winters, we needed to increase that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recreation budget, Judy is going to talk about.
Our recreation budget is the same as last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. And we're not, we did do some changing of figures because we did have to add in the cost of the security camera rental. So we took a few dollars from here and moved it over there, but the bottom line total is still the same. Any questions?
No,
Very
looks good,
nice.
Judy.
Okay,
Looks
thank you.
great.
Thank you.
Our campground budget decreased slightly, just because we don't really have a need for any, we did new signage the previous year, so
Right.
that just decreased a little bit, so. Senior center budget, that is close to last year. It increased slightly, and again, basically just for the utilities. Electric and gas again.
Did we have some projects coming up there at the senior
They're
center?
already completed.
Everything's all done on
The
the
insulation, that spray insulation was
Okay.
done, it got painted, everything was
Yep,
done. But
that's
that-
all done.
That was through the SIP program,
Great, yeah.
so that's all complete.
Yeah, and we do have 1,500 in there budgeted for repairs and maintenance, so. The community center, it's increased slightly, mainly again for utilities, a little bit for property and liability insurance.
Insurance,
Those are
yeah.
the main increases. Otherwise, it's the same. Yeah. Community development,
Lake Leander.
Yeah, you're-
Lake Leander.
Lake
Lake-
Leander's next? Okay, Lake Leander. It's the same as last year, a slight increase because of insurance. We have to pay
Insurance,
property
yeah.
Liability.
liability
Right.
insurance,
Yeah.
so.
A little bit, not
So
much.
fees and
No,
insurance.
it's not much at all.
Yeah.
Community development,
What's
that,
under miscellaneous?
for community development,
Yeah, I see that. It's-
250, that's,
Well, but we had spent 11,238.
that's our siren,
Okay.
the one siren
Yeah.
for this year.
Okay.
That's what it was.
That's a miscellaneous.
That would be under community development.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
but otherwise that budget's the same as,
just slightly less than last.
yep, just a little bit,
Okay.
so.
Very good.
Any questions on any of them?
Good job.
No, it looks
Very
fine.
good.
Looks fine.
Report from department heads. Chief?
Got a couple things going on. We're gonna be down another member. One of our members is out of town, officially now, so he's no longer on the department. However, with our open house, we did pick up a couple more applicants. I guess so with you guys' approval, the background checks went in just because our deputy was here when they turned in the paperwork, so he grabbed them and ran them. But they haven't gone for physicals yet, and I would like to send them. It would be Zach Wold and Tyler Port.
Could I have a motion, please, to
Meet with them and talk with them.
accept those two members to go forward through the process?
No, we invest a bit of money when we train up these guys and stuff. Now, is Tyler planning on staying?
Well, seeing, I'm just I actually haven't even met with him yet.
Yeah,
But if we get a chance to meet this week and he's in town, I heard that maybe it's a rental, maybe not.
Well, if we're gonna invest in people, I mean, it'd just be nice to know they plan on sticking around. a
Exactly,
while.
and
So,
that's
my
kind of
only
why, if
concern.
you guys have noticed in the past, where I've brought up the approvals, and then nothing ever came of it.
Exactly.
It's because you
It's
met with
phased
them.
out.
and-
So you-
yeah.
So you're just asking to go forward with it?
Yeah, that way if we, if it looks good in that, we'll be getting a background check, then we can get them in. And realistically, we don't, EMT classes going right now, so we're looking at after the first of the year before any trainings. And we do that too, try to hold off 6 months so we have an idea if they're gonna be active, if they're gonna be able to handle getting up in the middle of the night.
Well, I'll make a motion that you go ahead and move on with these two applicants.
Support.
Moved and supported, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Josh.
With that too, I would like, Ted has never gone through EMT training on the Buhl. He's, did it a long time ago. Ended up having his first responder. He's always ran with the first responder. He is now wanting to bring that up to an EMT, if you guys are okay with it.
Excuse me, does he have to do the full course? or-
It's not the full course, and
A
it's a
refresher?
reduced cost.
Okay.
I think it's
Because
not
he-
at 1,300, it's 900 or something.
Because he's been
Because
certified
he is a
before. Mm-hmm.
first responder already. Like I said, it's, in the past, it's never been a problem, but now, even if we can get a first responder into an EMT, that's gonna help save a lot of calls.
Always a plus. Could I have a motion, please, to send Ted to EMT?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we let him send Ted to EMT training, refresher.
Support. Moved and supported, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion
And
carried.
then that falls under the same as that everybody else that goes through the training, they have to give that year of service, otherwise the city has the chance to recoup the cost. Pump test time of year, so I got emergency apparatus gonna be coming over, going through the pumps. See how 76 does, it's old and tired, but,
Hey, I represent that truck.
so we'll see, I'll bring it up once we get their report back. And then, Brian Lehman did get through his background check and physical, and I guess it was just the final approval to go ahead and hire him on to the department.
How many more spots are left on the department?
Right now, actually, we're down to 13, and we got a roster of 22, I believe.
Oh, boy.
So,
But they're
the only
hard.
thing that's benefiting us right now is the 13 we have left are making their mandatory calls. And everybody's up certified, for the most part on the ambulance. So, we've had more numbers in the past, but as far as activity, and I mean, we've already surpassed ambulance calls this year than what we did all of last year. We still got 2.5 months left to go, so.
Yeah, I also wanted to give kudos to the ambulance crew that came to our house, kept my wife very happy and calm, and I thought they did a marvelous job.
Good to hear. So, yeah.
Could I have a motion then?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we allow the chief to go ahead with Mr. Lehman's hiring.
I'll support.
Moved and supported, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And that should be about it.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks for all your hard work, bud. Engineering, John? Attorney?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Thank you. Long read.
Just a few things. We say we couldn't have a meeting last Tuesday. We didn't have enough people. And we did decide on a couple things, not making any decisions, but we knew that Councilor Swanson and Mr. Ross' terms are up at the end of this year, and they did say they'd go back on again for another term. And Councilor Swanson did state that she would take the secretary's job for the Long Range Planning and Zoning Committee.
Okay, we'll still have one more meeting before the end of the year.
No, not till January, no.
Oh, that's right. The
The
next one
quarterly.
is the
And then on the back end of it. Okay, but it'd still be an appointment for the first part of the year, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Recreation Board, Judy, you have anything further?
Just a couple things for you.
Does that surprise me?
I'm not asking for anything. I'm informing you that Parks and Rec will be participating with the library in their Halloween party on Saturday. We will be handing out, making popcorn and passing that out as our treat for the kids. I also picked up some Halloween pencils because we like to do something besides candy. So kids will all get a pencil along with their popcorn. We'll also be participating in the bazaar the following week. We'll have an information table like we did last year, handing out our brochure, what Parks and Rec does. I will also be handing out some information for the council that you hired, Justin. Parks and Recreation met with that long-range,
Comprehensive plan.
the comprehensive.
ARDC.
Yes, that
We met
gentleman,
with
yep.
him last
Yep.
week, and in the course of our conversation, he said he was putting together literature, wanted to know the best way to hand it out. We volunteered to pass that out at the library on Bazaar weekend. So that should help get some of the information out anyway. Okay?
Very good.
And then, of course, we have an approval we're asking you for down later on your agenda. That's it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Library board.
They had a meeting, we've got the minutes in the packet, I don't think there's anything to add to that.
Beat at the end of the month, 29th, sure.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Council's addition to the agenda, we just had the honor guard. I did go inspect that. The crosses have been upgraded to the stainless steel. The work has been completed, so the request for the honor guard should be approved. But
Yeah, do we want to put this on our
Accounts payable.
on the agenda.
on the agenda for
Add to
the
the agenda
Yeah,
by motion.
Okay.
Yeah, by motion. So could I have a motion, please, to put the honor guard request for the $1,500 on the consent agenda, please?
I'll make, I'll support.
Moved and supported. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Citizens forum, anyone who wishes to address the council. Consent agenda, A, minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Support. Moved and supported. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. B, claims.
I'll make a motion, we accept the gross payroll, pay period number 21,
Support.
And
With the addition of the fiscal.
with the addition also,
and the claims? You said payroll, you're gonna accept the claims?
claims also,
Okay.
excuse me.
Yeah,
and the addition to the,
okay.
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed, motion carried. A, business. Item A is advocates for a family peace proclamation. We have a gentleman here that will read the proclamation.
Thank you for having me. My name is Nathan Haneker. I'm here for Advocates for Family Peace, and I'll be reading a prepared statement by the Advocates for Family Peace. It's the Domestic Violence Awareness Month proclamation for 2014. Domestic violence affects every American. It harms and weakens our community and hurts most of those we love. It is an affront to humanity and it must end. During National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we acknowledge the progress made in reducing these shameful crimes. We embrace the basic human right to be free from violence and abuse. And we recognize that more work remains until every individual is able to be free from fear. We ask you, the next time you're in a room like this with at least 6 people, think about this. 1 in 4 women experience violence from their partners in their lifetime. 1 in 3 teens experience sexual or physical abuse or threats from a boyfriend or girlfriend in 1 year. 1 in 6 women are survivors of sexual assault. And every day, 3 women lose their lives in this country as a result of domestic violence. That's our mothers, brothers, children, everyone around us is affected by this. Since the passage of the Violence Against Women's Act, domestic violence has dropped by almost 2/3. But despite these strides, there's more to do. Nearly 2 out of 3 Americans 15 years of age or older know a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. And domestic violence homicide still claims 3 women every day. When women and children are deprived of a loving home, legal protections, and financial independence because they fear their safety, our communities are denied their full potential. Our community's success can be judged on how we treat women and girls, and we must all work together to end domestic violence. As we honor the advocates and victim service providers who offer support during the darkest moments of someone's life, I encourage survivors and their loved ones who are seeking assistance to reach out by calling the Advocates for Family Peace for confidential and free assistance. The phone numbers are locally through Grand Rapids and through Hibbing, 218-326-0388 or 218-263-8344. This month, we recognize the survivors and victims of abuse, whose courage inspires us all. We recommit to offering and helping those in need, and we remind them that they are not alone. We come to you to say no more. No more to domestic violence and sexual assault in our community. No more is a unifying symbol designed to galvanize greater awareness and action to end domestic violence and sexual assault. The No More symbol, which I'm wearing, it was developed because despite the significant progress that has been done to make the visibility of domestic violence and sexual assault, these problems affecting millions remain hidden and on the margins of public concern. The signature blue vanishing point originated from the concept of zero, as in zero incidents of domestic violence and sexual assault. This October, let us honor National Domestic Violence Awareness Month by promoting peace in our own families, homes, communities, and by saying no more to domestic violence and sexual assault. Now, therefore, I, Nathan Anker, ask the City of Buhl to hereby proclaim 2014 Domestic Violence Awareness Month. No more, together we can end domestic violence and sexual assault.
Thank you, Nathan. Very good job. Could I have a motion to that effect that we accept this as a proclamation for the City of Buhl?
Yes, I'll make a motion, we accept this proclamation for City of Buhl for domestic assault and abuse for the month of October 2014.
And support.
Moved and supported. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Could you do me a favor and give us a copy of that proclamation so we can post it on bulletin boards around the community,
Yes, sir, you
please?
can have it at the end.
Thank you very much. Good job. Item B, Buhl City Hall feasibility study. Do we have to?
What were you saying about building a new building?
Wow.
You all have a copy of the report.
Yeah.
I don't know how much detail you want to go into it tonight, or, the three options we looked at is what it costs to renovate this building, construct a new building, and add on to an existing building. And it's all based on square footage costs. It costs more.
Yeah, well, as far as the addition part goes of it, I think the fire chief and the fire department is gonna need that additional space for themselves. So I think we can almost automatically scratch that portion of it. As far as the renovation to the building, is this considering the facts that we're gonna get insulated, bring it up to current standards as far as insulation values? So inner walls are gonna be removed so we can insulate properly, et cetera, et cetera. Is that why these costs are where they're at?
This is a complete renovation of this building, yeah.
Top to bottom. Now this brings it, this
Upstairs,
brings the stonework back, it does the columns, it does everything.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't shock me quite so bad then, because it's, okay, but a complete renovation to existing.
That's correct.
Okay. But it's only 600,000 off the mark of constructing a brand new building, which would be 100% efficient.
And of course, what we're dealing with, we've got about 12,000 square feet here.
That's what I'm saying.
And, what we, for a city hall with the sheriff department, we're looking at about 3,500 square feet for new, so.
And we'd still be doing the maintenance on this building every year and maintaining the heat and energy and everything that it takes to maintain this building. So, how about we take it under advisement?
Yeah.
And we'll visit with this one.
Well, remember too that we had stated, we talked about it, that we wanted to actually do a public hearing on this too.
Oh, definitely, yeah,
Yes,
but
to get the-
this is just to get the ball rolling. Now that we've gotten this far, this is just to get the ball rolling on it, but I'm being frank with you, I had sticker shock.
Yeah.
But as far as the addition to the fire hall, I don't even think that would be an option at this point. And I think the council should agree to that. That fire hall was built for additional units to be placed onto it. It wasn't built to be part of the correct city hall. The fire chief's gonna need a new truck. That 76 is gonna give up sooner or later. I know it is. So how about if we just move to table at this time? Can we sit down when Mike gets back and we sit down and kind of go over this? Would it be all right if me and Gino sat in and just discussed options, because I'd like to see some detail. Do you have any detailed drawings on this?
I probably can get some more detail.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, we could have an early meeting, couldn't we?
Yes, I would like that, because this
Yeah.
is a big deal.
Yes,
I think
it
we
is.
should
I'd like
all
to be
be
in
in
on
on
it, too.
any discussion.
So we could have a meeting at 6 o'clock starting instead of 6:30, and that way everybody's in on it.
Yeah,
I can make it.
that'd be
And I
good.
can get the architect up here who did it too. He
Yes.
wasn't available to come
Okay.
tonight, but he reviewed everything.
How about if we just set a schedule, is he in the area at any regular time?
Yeah, we can make him available, yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I was gonna say, one thing I think is when we do have the public hearing, we'd wanna have him there.
Yes.
Is there-
Oh, certainly.
Definitely.
The more the better.
But when we have the public hearing, have our meeting half hour prior to, go through the details on it, and then present it to the public. So we have some knowledge of what the details is, because I have, it's a nice sketch, but it's not a detail on it. I'd like to see detail on it, a little more in-depth detail. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
I'll make a motion to table for now.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item C, Resolution 1429, a resolution authorizing the City of Buhl to make application to and accept funds from the IRRB Residential Redevelopment Grant Program.
Clerk Buchanan suggested this be tabled because we've only received one bid back, and the IRRB requires two. He's contacted four, so he's gonna have to go back and try and get another one in, because we need to have two in
All
to
right.
satisfy the
It's really
IRRB.
hard getting.
make a motion
Really,
to
we had
table.
22 out
Support.
there and we got 4. Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. They're really hard getting bids, I'm telling you. Item D, skating rink supervisor item. And we have a recommendation from the Recreation Board, hire Scott for $9.50 an hour. That's the same as last year.
I'll
So-
make a motion that we hire Scott at $9.50 an hour.
Or moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item E, designation of funds. This will be for the class reunion. It has been budgeted for $5,000, so it'd be a total of $10,000 in accounts.
It was in the budget for 2014. There wasn't a class reunion this year, so
class,
I'm just
right.
asking to move it to designate it, so it's there for when.
Yeah, I know they're still talking having the all-class.
Yeah, and
They're still planning it.
as one of our most experienced men of class reunions and parades that we have sitting in the community, sitting right here, he can tell you what you're gonna need for it, so I'm sure they can use it somewhere.
But we've already decided on this
Yeah.
before and okayed it.
But she just needs to move it ahead for,
Yeah.
for the
I just need to
capital.
move it from one account to the
Yeah.
next.
So we need this read, I'd like to transfer the budget from account.
Do you know when they're thinking about having an all-class? Has there been discussion about?
Yeah, they have, and I know they were gonna talk some more about it here during the winter time, because they were starting to talk now for next summer. But boy, there's a lot of things that gotta fall in place, you know.
Right.
Well, that's the least of their worries. I mean, by the time if you wanna do a big grand parade and everything else, I mean, I know when we quit doing the parades were costing $10,000. Just the parade, to get the units and that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of phone time, there's a lot of
Yeah.
driving, there's a lot of contact going on, and it takes quite a bit.
Well, look at the mailing list and all that done too. Everything's gonna take time.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Money.
But then again, it all depends on who the committee is, they get together and they gotta dedicate themselves to doing it.
Well, now that we turned into all class reunion, could we please have a motion to
Yeah.
transfer funds?
I make a motion to transfer the budget $5,000 from account 101-46-100-356 to class reunion, account number 401-25353.
That's support.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item F is a council meeting date change. Of course, we hit on election night, so could we go the following day? No, we have to get the results in at the same time. Would we want to do them both on the 7th, or should we do one on the 4th and one on the 7th and do two of them on that week? Would that be a better way to
The
do it?
fifth and the seventh?
5th and 7th, yeah.
Well,
You have to wait.
You can't canvass on the
Right.
5th, no.
Right, you have to wait
Right.
3 days.
You have to wait 3 days.
and we'll still have budgets to go through
Mm-hmm.
in November, so we should probably do the Wednesday, and then Friday should be really short. We
Yeah.
could just,
Because I think,
Canvass.
in my thinking right here, on this deal now, we have anywhere from 3 to 10 days
Yep.
for this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we move the next council meeting from Tuesday to Wednesday, November 5th.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And also the meeting on November 7th at 11:30 PM.
That's just it. Nobody
Yeah.
caught that, huh?
Yeah, it's not PM. We want to
PM?
meet
Yeah,
at
we-
Well, I want to do it at PM. I want to be here at 11:30 at night, huh?
I'll make a motion that we canvass on Friday, November 7th at 11:30 a.m.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item G, comprehensive plan, public meeting. Will be started at November 12th at 6 o'clock at the Senior Center with the Planning and Zoning Commission. Is the Senior Center open? I guess that's the only question I have. Has anyone contacted the Senior Center to make sure it's open?
And remember now, this isn't gonna be just a meeting of just one group. It's gonna be open, it's public.
Public,
It's-
right.
I mean,
We've got to get signs out and try and really encourage
Yeah.
people to show up so that we can get a,
this is a pretty important deal, so people should come to see what it's about for this comprehensive plan. It means a lot for the city as far as for funding.
Yeah, it's required by the IRRB and CDBG now, I believe, too, Mike, right? That you have the comprehensive
Mike?
plan. Carney. Attorney Carney. Yeah, okay, well, no. Attorney Carney. I'm pretty sure CDBG requires this comprehensive plan also.
I think they're all going that way.
They're all going this
Yeah.
direction, so it has to be completed for city funding anyway. But the entire public should be part of it so they can understand kind of what direction we have to
Just
go.
so-
and have some input on the direction that we're going to move as a community in the future. That's the whole idea of it. What does the city want to do?
I thought that paper that Judy had submitted from their rec board meeting with this gentleman was very good.
It was,
They had a lot of good ideas on there.
yeah.
It was real good.
Very.
And it'll change 3 times before we get there anyway. But
You know, just so the public knows, now that we've done this and started this comprehensive plan deal, that now we're eligible for these funds through the IRRB and that.
just because we've started.
Just because we've started.
So
Because they've required it.
I guess I'm just asking for a motion. If availability at the senior center, could we have the meeting on
Do we
November?
need to make a motion for this? Is this just more
To-
FYI?
Well, I
have a
think with
meeting?
council direction that you're directing it to be open and held there, I think that's.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also availability of the senior
Right,
center.
I'll call them.
It should be all right.
Are you gonna put notice in the local paper or something?
The only conflict I can see on a Wednesday is smear, and they can play in the back corner, but that's the only conflict there might be.
Yeah, do we have a paper coming out before this? No.
No, it'd have to be
Posted,
hometown focused
Yeah.
and then posted.
yeah.
Yeah, we'd get it in the hometown focus for sure, and then we could post it down.
Under
to
community events, we should be able to post it in there.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, yeah. at
Plus the post
library.
office and everything.
Lyndon, can we run it on Access too? Sure. Okay, so there. So
I'll
could
make a motion that we move ahead with this comprehensive plan meeting on November 12th, Wednesday at 6 PM at the Senior Citizen Center.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Any other business? Motion to adjourn?
No. We already did this, so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did the honor guard.
I'll make that motion.
Do I support?
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you very much.